This is Directors Talk Film.
Hi, I'm James Blanco, creator and host of Directors Talk Film. Today we have a special guest. It is Dayra Ferrera. Did I say that right?
Yes. Hi, Dayra Ferrera.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
I love talking about how I get guests because it's always unique. Lately, I was at a festival. I got a lot of directors trying to come on the podcast. And I've also been looking at different festivals because what Directors Talk Film is to interview film directors. So I'm looking at all these festivals, who's got films entered. And I was looking at Dallas because it's 4.5 hours away from me. I'm from Houston, Texas. And I saw your film and two others, and I reached out. And you're like, yeah, let's do this. So that makes me really happy.
No, I am happy to be here and to get invited by you. So honored. I was just telling you that this is my first ever podcast interview, and I'm just so grateful and excited that you got to, you know, see our film get into the official selection of Dallas Film Festival. It's a huge festival, and we were so happy to go there and watch our film in the big screen and get some feedback and make some connections and some networking. So this is one of those, and I am super excited to be here. So thank you, James, for having me.
Not a problem. That's what this platform is supposed to be. It's for new upcoming filmmakers that don't really have an outlet. And that's what I wanted. I wanted to bring an outlet to bring to you your film. Like mine's a little selfish. I get to talk about your film, but I also get to network. I'm a filmmaker myself. So like I find that amazing that you got to go to Dallas. That looked like a wonderful festival. How was it?
It was a great festival. It has so many activities, panels, and films, documentaries ranging from drama, horror, thriller, everything that you can imagine, comedy. I actually got to go with my lead actress, Juliana Rivera. We did some networking. This year, the festival was just, they were dedicating it to Lou Diamond Phillips. I actually, fun fact, I worked with him back in 2021, I think, or 22. He flew out to Puerto Rico to film a movie called Werewolves. So I actually bumped into him at the festival, and he like, oh yeah, I remember you're from Puerto Rico. So that was a cool moment to have over there. And we got to see honestly amazing films. We got to have our feedbacks from our film Recao. And it was just a wonderful time. The hospitality and the festival, they're just so great with filmmakers and making us feel welcomed and part of the community. So it was an amazing experience. We had so much fun.
That's awesome.
We only went out for like 4 days, and we wanted to stay the whole week, but responsibilities and and all of that, we had to come back.
That's awesome. That's a really cool connect that you had. I was looking over your press kit for your film, and the film we're talking about today is Racao. Did I say that right?
Yes.
All right. I love your press kit, by the way. It's a very beautiful poster. Great about the technical sheet and everything. I love this. So I'm going to steal this now because it's great.
Thank you so much. I actually did that press kit by myself. I was like, I had some ideas and I wanted to make it very, how can I say this? Like, I wanted the emotion to be represented in some way in that press kit, and I think it's there. So thank you for that.
Oh yes, it's there.
Thank you.
If you wouldn't mind, let's talk about you. Talk about how you, as a filmmaker, where you started. When I was on the festival at Sunscreen, the interview questions I asked was, "What made you become a filmmaker?" So I like to start with that.
So for me, this is an easy question. When I was little, my dad used to work at this movie store called Suncoast. It was like our biggest movie store here in the island. We had like they had like many stores in different malls and centers. My dad was there all day. When I got out of school on Fridays, I used to go to Suncoast and just alphabetically reorder movies and just see all the movies. I got to get like a lot of the press when movies were coming out. My dad used to give me posters and just press materials from the store when they were not like when they already finished their promotion. He used to give those to me. So we have a lot of movies in VHS and at home. And so I
Mhm.
used to be like around movies a lot. And it's something that I share deeply with him and with my grandma too. I used to go a lot to, rent some movies or go out to the cinema, to the film theater. And that's how I think I got like very interested in knowing or learning how was that made. So when I went to go to high school, there's a school in Puerto Rico that is specialized in radio and television production. At the time, that was like the nearest thing that I knew that could maybe get me some type of understanding of this media outlet. So I went into that school for high school. I studied radio and television production in high school. I did at 12th grade, they sent us out to some cable networks and radio stations to do our practice. I met some people, and then they were like, "Oh, you should study at University of the Sacred Heart." And I actually wanted to go to SCAD, but it was way out of my budget, so I had to stay in the island, and I went to the Sacred Heart University, which is one of the universities that really specializes in communications and audiovisual production. So that's where I started, my interest in writing and doing my own thing. When I got to my last year, I had to do my short film, which is called Por Ti, in English means for you. And I wrote it about my dad. He was going through a hard time during that period, and I just wanted to, show him some love and show him what I've been working on for the past years. So I dedicated that short film to my dad. We actually
Oh,
got nominated at the Suncoast Emmy Awards for students, which was an amazing experience. After that, I met these filmmakers that are pretty huge in the island. They're called Rai Figueroa and Ari Maniel Cruz. When I met Rai, I was just telling him how I wanted to, just step into a set and know people and work, like get my way around the film industry. And he actually was telling me like, I have my cousin that's filming his short film this weekend. I think you should like really do an internship there and meet some people. So he passed my phone along, and I got to meet a lot of crew members, and I got to meet first AD that really told me that you have potential. I think I want to train you. So
so you got a
from there
mentor.
on, I had my mentor, and then I had another mentor, sorry, that really, really has been my professor for being an AD. I'm an assistant director in the film industry. That's what I do for a living. So
Congrats, that's awesome.
thank you. So from 2019 on, it's been, film, working in independent films in the island, big network stuff, commercials, music videos, series. I've gotten to fly out of the island to film movies. So it's been a roller coaster. So I've been working a lot as an assistant director in the industry for 7 years now. And I felt like I really needed to get back into writing my own stuff and doing my own thing. And I was like, I think this is the moment. So I wrote it, I submitted to this short film lab that we have in the island, which is sponsored by the European Film Festival in the island. And I got selected, so they give us like a whole year to produce the short film and to film it and um, edit it and uh, present it. So that really gave you like a very tight deadline to really commit to this and turn something in. So
Hmm.
I think that really helped to stay focused into actually making the film. And it was a whole year of that process in 2025 last year. And yeah, so that's how I got into this crazy
That's
world of
awesome. That's a great
cinema.
story.
Thank you.
The fact that
Yeah.
you're a working AD,
Yeah.
that's amazing. I
Thank
mean,
you.
I know many filmmakers who aren't ADs that want to be a director. You know, they're not in the industry, but they're doing a lot of indie work,
Right.
um, and it's tough. It's not
It is
easy.
tough.
You know,
Yeah.
um, I find that amazing. So, seeing that you have your film, that's what we're talking about today,
Yeah.
Racao, and beautiful short film.
Thank
Um,
you.
I must start off with saying I did cry
Oh,
when I watched it.
I'm
I am a
flattered that
crier.
you cried. I'm
I,
flattered.
I'm a crier. I admit that. I do. I most of my films that I write all about are like family and death, like some type of death.
Yeah.
And when I saw this film, it hit me. Um,
Right.
you know, the abuelo. I have my
Yeah.
abuelo passed several years ago, and then also my grandfather
So
on my
sorry.
mom's side passed away several years ago. And I was close to one, but as a child, I was close to my dad's,
Abuelo.
dad, my abuelo,
Yeah.
for a little bit. Family got split, but
Yeah.
I had lots of good memories.
Right.
So seeing your film about that, I say, it's such a simple idea, but so powerful. And when I
Thank
say
you.
simple, I loved the context of your story. I loved
Yeah.
how it was you had this, and that's what you want to talk about. I loved how you explained the story. I loved how the beginning and the end kind of looped. So
Yeah.
going into that, I thought it was a wonderful short film. I
Thank
think
you so much.
the impact was great. The story's great, especially about family. That I could really see and feel that. That's what you were trying to encapsulate, right?
For
Tell me
sure.
if I'm
Yeah.
wrong.
No, no, you're not, for sure. So my film, I actually got the idea because I was going through a hard time and I went out to visit my abuelo. This is actually inspired in my grandpa and my relationship with him. It's my mother's side grandpa, my maternal grandparent. Um, he really, it's like my rock. I spent a lot of time with him. I drive him around to his, appointments, and I go out there and eat his food, which is the sancocho, or we do root veggies with cob fish, which is like a super famous Puerto Rican platter. Um, and one thing about him is that he always has recao in his patio, in his backyard. So I usually whenever I go out, I take a leaf or several leaves to go home and cook myself. And I also take one bottle of his sofrito every time that I
Hmm.
run out of. I just go there and grab one because he always has so many sofritos in his fridge. Um, and I what was in my mind, I think it was that I wanted to do something to dedicate to him, but also to explore my voice, to see where I was
Hmm.
heading into my drama and how I was feeling with talking about something so intimate. Sometimes it's not so easy to express your feelings and be so intimate. So I wanted to see how it felt to put myself in that spot. So it's super inspired in him. He's alive, so he went out and he saw it. So obviously it has a
Oh,
lot of
that's wonderful.
fiction. It has a lot of fiction, but one reality that it's really real. It's the forced displacement that is happening. So I wanted to bring that in. There's this community there in Santurce in San Juan called Via Palmeras, and there's another one just in the side that it's called Playita. That it's an area that is always very it's an area that is very important because it's located near the airport, near the beach, near everything. So a lot of developers, they wanted to build their hotels, build their Airbnbs, and all of that.
Hmm.
And this is something that's been happening since forever. I do have a short documentary that I did when I was in college about Playita. And it was more about the Hurricane Maria that, hit us in the island.
Hmm.
But when I was discovering that story, I found out so much more about how they're fighting to stay there and for their land to not be bought by developers. So, I just combined a topic that I knew that was important, that I know that is important for the community in Puerto Rico, and my love with my grandpa, and really how important it is to preserve tradition and culture. And it doesn't have spoiler alert, it doesn't have a happy ending, but it has I think it has a very strong message about how you can take something and rebuild it, and keep it for yourself, and keep the tradition alive in other ways. Sometimes we don't get to have the outcome that we want, but there's always something to learn from that, and to cherish from what you've lived and the memories that you have with people. So yeah, for me, I think that was how I encapsulated the whole thing. I wanted to do something very short, precise, and very round. um
Hmm.
Something that didn't leave that much for imagination. um and a lot of people have told me that it really is very short, sweet, and to the point, which is what I really wanted to accomplish. But mostly what I wanted to accomplish was honesty with the actors, and I think they did an amazing job with that. So yeah, that's basically it.
That's awesome. That's wonderful. You get to share all those feelings into your
Yeah.
film, and
Yeah.
I'm glad I saw all that because it was
Thank
very
you.
impactful. I mean, the ending that hit, that hurt. I was just like, "Ah, man, another one, like, and I get
Yeah.
your pain now. You you can tell the amount of love you put into it and
Yeah.
the way you wanted to tell that story, which is great as a filmmaker because that's what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
Um, that's wonderful.
And we did film it at my grandpa house. Like, we did film it at that house where I eat my
Mm.
food with him, and share all of this. The name of him is the name of my grandpa, which is Exio, which is a very strange name. So
It's a great
everything
name.
that it's an amazing name, right? Great name for a character. So we actually went and invaded his house, and we were like 55 crew members. I had to like keep him calm because we changed everything. You know how films are. We are
Yeah,
very
it's a lot.
we go somewhere, and it's a lot. Yeah, a lot of people, a lot of movement, a lot of things happening at the same time. But he was so happy. I mean, he everybody loves him. Everybody calls him grandpa now. He has a whole new community now in the film industry.
Oh,
So
that's
it was
wonderful.
beautiful. It was beautiful, and it was very emotional. There was a lot of synergy on set. We cried a lot on set. So for that to happen is something that it's not normal to happen. There has to be like some certain level of connection between everyone, and the crew was very present. They were there for us, and for the actors, for me, for the whole
Hmm.
process. It was beautiful. I have so many good memories from those days, and I want to do it again. So
That's
let's see.
amazing. That when you just explained that, it made me think about my last short film. I need to send it to you. It came out in
Yes.
21. Um, I filmed it right before COVID, and then I had a
Wow.
whole
Yeah.
year. So it was kind of a blessing. I had so much time to work on the short. Um, but it was about my mother who passed away.
Wow.
And um, when you talked about the the feeling of your family and the story what you wanted to tell, that's
Yeah.
kind of what I did. I went and wrote a story, and then I filmed it in my house. And my I told my wife at the time, "Oh, we need to film here." And she's like, "Okay." Didn't really think about it. And then like 25 people showed up, and she was like, "I have to leave." So she was a little mad. I was like, I told you there's going to be 25 people. But you don't really think about the amount of people in your home, especially a film crew, getting everything lights, getting everything ready. My set deck was going crazy, changing everything. But yeah, it made me think about that when the emotional thing of filming. So I've been there. It was very emotional for me to film that because it was about my mother,
Of course.
in a story that I created called Voicemail. Uh,
Wow. I want
but
to see it.
I,
I totally want
I'm
to see
gonna.
it.
I'll send it to you. I'll send it
Please,
to you. It
please.
it was a wonderful experience. I had the best time making it. There were so many
Yeah.
problems, and I love those problems because if you go listen to, I forget which episode on the podcast,
Yeah.
I talk about it with one of the guests about what happened, and I'm happy to talk about after about all the problems. I could go on about that, the 2 days a set of all the problems. Um, but see, I love that you love the memory. I love that this is what you want to do, and it's the best experience. What was it like having your family react to it, like your grandpa?
Wow, it was very emotional. My whole family went out to see it the day of the premiere, and they cried so much. All of them, because for my mom's side of the family, all of them they grew up in that house. That house has more than 60 years of it's more than 60 years of generations going in that house. And I did leave some pictures and some Easter eggs for my family in the short film, and all of them they saw them, and they felt super connected to the whole film. um my mom, she was very emotional. She can't even talk about it, and because she starts crying, because my grandpa was very well represented by our actor, Jorge. I did have a lot of my grandpa and one of my grand uncles. He's very funny. He lives there too. He's always bugging me around. So I had a little bit of his personality and my grandpa's personality in this character. And they were all like, it's like my family was like, it's like I'm seeing him in the film. So it was very emotional. I knew that it was gonna be emotional, and I knew they were all gonna cry, but I think I didn't expect the level of crying from them and from a lot of people that that they don't know me personally, or my grandpa or our story. So that was very um impactful for me. I think I was very impressed, and very, like, I was at a loss of words. And I still, for me, it's hard to receive compliments in general. So for me, I always say, like, it wasn't possible without my crew and the cast. Honestly, I think they are the soul and the heart of this film. They actually took their time, and they sat down with me and did everything that I asked for and their recommendations. And it was great. It was great. My family really loves the film. They're so proud. They want to show it to the world. They want to put it out on their social medias. And I'm like, no, this has a process.
It's hard, yeah. It's funny, the compliments. We are our own worst critic
Yeah,
because I even to this day there's issues with my short that I don't like, but I got
yeah,
compliments.
for me
People are like, "Oh, I
too.
liked it. Oh, I like this." When it was in
And
the
there's
festival
actually
circuit,
there's a
oh,
lot
sorry.
of material. There's a lot of material that didn't make the film, that like we like to call those when you kill your darlings. Sometimes
Hmm.
because of time purposes or editing wise, they didn't make the cut. So of course there's always something in your mind that says, I should have done it this way, or I should have done this. Why didn't I do this? But at the end of the
Hmm.
day, I'm super happy with the results.
That's awesome. That's a great
Yeah.
feeling. That is.
It is.
Again, that's a wonderful short. I can't wait for it to be released so people can go see how amazing this is. Do you have a time limit of how long you're in the festival circuit for?
I think we're gonna try for festivals probably until December or January of this upcoming year and next year. And by then, I think we'll be super ready to see if we can get some type of distribution or just put it out there. We still don't have like a plan exactly for distribution or for to put it out there, but we're definitely like waiting on a lot of festivals that we've submitted, so let's
Hmm.
hope that we get lucky this next year. We just got two great announcements this past week, and we're so excited. I want to
That's
share
awesome.
them, but I still can't. But be on the lookout. One is in Canada, which is a new country that just that we get to present it. Another one is in Buffalo, New York.
Oh,
So
nice.
we're so excited, yeah, and we're waiting for other countries and festivals around the states to see what's up.
That's gonna be fun though. Getting it screened all over.
Yes.
That's the best feeling. That's your reaction to come back and you hear all the feedback from people. I had
Yeah.
a brand new short film festival out of Georgia. The director or the president of the festival called me, and it was during COVID. And my film is about death. I'm already saying that now,
Right.
but they were so impacted because it related to them so much. She had to call me to tell me how much she thanked me. And I was like,
Wow.
"Thank you." You know, like, "I'm
Exactly.
glad you liked it." This was about my mom, but everyone else related to it, which
Yeah.
felt great, you know? And I think that's what's happening with your film. A lot of people are relating to the family, the elements of life, you know, and a little bit of grief, right?
Yeah.
There's always
For
change.
sure. For sure. I worked a lot the subtext of the story because I didn't wanted it to be in your face. I hope that it really translated like that. Um but to see people around the world and people that really don't know you connect with your story and get emotional about it, it's something truly powerful and wonderful. I had so many people from work from the film industry that I respect that walked up to me and really congratulated me for the work and for actually capturing honesty in the actors' performances. Um, and I think it was because we really took a lot of care of the process. We did rehearsals, but we actually did Meissner technique. I have one of my friends. He's an actor here in the island. He's very well trained in the Meissner technique, and I asked him like, "Hey, would you be up to coaching the actors and trying to do this technique because I want to explore it. I think it's gonna be very powerful for this short film." And he was like, "Absolutely." So we did some rehearsals where we did not rehearse the script. We did like exercises in the technique, some improvising, and we could actually work out the chemistry between our grandpa and both of the girls. And
Mhm.
what's interesting is that almost everything that the little girl plays in the short film is improvised. I let her play and feel,
Mm.
and I didn't I didn't wrote that many dialogue for her because kids can be unpredictable, and I didn't want to put like a force for her, like you have to
Mhm.
say this way. So
Mhm.
that's why it was so important for me to for her to have chemistry with the actor, and everything that is on that first scene when well you saw, I'm not going to spoil it, but everything that is on that first scene and everything in the kitchen, it's completely improvised by her, and they were just talking and having that real interaction. So I just had these key points, and they had their dialogue. They did mark their dialogues that were important, but for the rest of it, I let myself explore with them, and they were great. So it was very honest, and I think that's important when you're trying to showcase emotion.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful
Yeah.
that you trusted them enough to go and do that, and
Yeah.
look what you got. You know, you got exactly what you wanted. That's
I did.
wonderful.
I did, and I it was somewhat easy. I knew the three of them beforehand. Juliana, our lead actress, the oldest one, she was the protagonist of my first short film on college, so we actually have been growing together in the industry. And the little girl Milena, her name is Milena, yes, Milena. I met her filming another movie, and she doesn't have any type of acting classes. She's natural, she's organic and natural like that. The movie that I worked with is with this Puerto Rican filmmaker. Her name is Kisha Tiquina Burgos, and her movie is about to come out next year. And Milena was one of the lead actresses, and Kisha discovered her after doing so many auditions with so many little girls. She just discovered her and trained her a little bit, and now Milena has like two feature films, and this short film. She's gonna be a superstar because she's
Wow,
amazing. Yeah.
that's amazing.
And yeah, I'm super proud of her. She's great. And Jorge, our lead actor, I knew him from some projects that I worked with him. I didn't knew him like very well, like this other two girls,
Hmm.
but I was so excited to work with him. He's one of our biggest actors in the island. He's done so many telenovelas and theater and television, so he's very huge here. And it was an honor to get to work with him and to to have him feel so happy with the process. For me, it was important to take care of him. And he actually was amazing, and he loved the whole process. He cried a lot too, so
Hmm.
it was a very emotional process for sure. And the fact that I got to do it with Juliana as well, since we've worked together since college, it's a very you know full circle moment for us right now.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
that's how it should be. I mean,
Right.
you're getting to work with the people you want to work with, and you know the quality they bring, and then just that's a wonderful. It's just really wonderful community you have, especially
Yeah.
where you are. That's wonderful that you're from your experiences being an AD, being
Yeah.
able to meet different people. I want to work with you. I have this project. That's wonderful. That's
No,
kind of
yeah, like,
how I feel like most people try to get to that connection.
for sure, I working as an AD has really helped me build a lot of bonds and relationships with the crew. So in the last years, I've been like not investigating, but I've been like watching and on the lookout, like who I wanna have in my film, with who I wanna work, and who actually I know is gonna have my back when the dark times on set happen.
Hmm.
So everybody that worked in Recao, I called them personally, and my only take for them was like, if you guys like the script and you guys really want to do it, then I would love to have you. If you don't love the script, I will be totally fine with bringing someone else, because for me that was very important. And everybody was like, yes, 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 of course, of course. So everybody that I called wanted to be a part of it, and they went above and beyond. Honestly, they all gave their 100%, and I'm so grateful to have all these connections that I've built being an ID for these years. And I hope to keep working with all of them, and a lot of people from the industry, they're like so mad that they didn't get to participate in the film. But I'm like, I cannot have a crew of 200 people in a short film, you know that. So
That's a
I don't
lot
have
of people.
money for food.
I
I
mean,
don't
you
have money for
could.
that. I could, but I don't have money for food. So, but
Yeah,
yeah,
I can't feed you all.
I can't feed you all. But everybody was just so excited and emotional. A lot of people got identified with the story. Of course, in Puerto Rico, they all knew all the Easter eggs, and everything that's on the screen is very well thought of. I designed the whole cinematography with my cinematographer. Her name is Janice Mustafa. She's a women cinematographer in the island. She's amazing. And we sat down and we actually wanted the the cinematography to also have a progression with the emotions that the actors were having, and I think it's very clear in terms of the color of the film and how it moves from this beautiful bright world to this very cold world where there's absence. And she captured that, I think, very beautiful, and her eye and her way of seeing things is very special for me. She was my rock, and she's been with me in the whole process since day zero. So Janice was amazing. The whole art department also. I could talk about all of them because they were just so great, so
I
great.
loved I loved the scene in your film about the transition between child to adult, between the
Yes,
two characters of the
the little
I'm
girl and
forgetting
the
her name.
older girl. Anna,
Yes.
yeah, young Anna
Yes.
and oldest Anna.
I loved the way the transition came down and then up, and then he's older and she's older. I thought that was beautifully done.
Thank you.
I thought that was really beautiful. It it wasn't it wasn't just jarring. Like
Right.
boom, new character. It was slow and then up and then new kind of story setting. I loved it. I thought she did a
Thank you.
wonderful job. That was really pretty.
Thank you. It was hard to do at first. It was a little bit hard to understand how to make it. I think that with the years of experience, I could come up with a creative solution to make it. As an AD, when you're an AD, you understand the movie in so many different ways because you have to break it down to
Hmm.
explain it and understand what's going on and the elements that you need. So for that transition, we gave it a lot of thought, how it was going to be, where the camera needed to be, and mostly the light. I wanted the light to transition live. In order to do that, we needed a dimmer board operator and all of this equipment that is so expensive. Since we didn't have the funds to have that, our gaffer actually had an electric on each of the lights. So we were queuing them and they changed it manually, the lights outside in the house. And everybody did it
Hmm.
at the same time. It took us like 9 takes to take it. That was the most difficult shot of the film, I think. And we did it with a steady cam operator, Felix, which is amazing. He's actually touring with Bad Bunny right now.
Oh,
The guy that
cool.
is, yeah, the guy that is always with Benito on stage. That was our camera operator, Felix Jonu. Shout out to him because it was
Oh,
great.
that's awesome.
And it was one of the hardest thing to really get done, but we did it and I think it works.
No, yeah, that's awesome. I mean, with
Sorry.
your crew. Oh, you're okay. And Steadicam operator, you can't go wrong with. I
No,
mean, the way that they do their work. I love Steadicam operators. I know several, so love those guys.
thank you.
Um, that's awesome. I mean, yeah, the planning going into it, getting it just right, and it shows in the story. That's why I loved how smooth everything was.
Yeah.
But yeah, just a wonderful film. I can't wait for it to come out and really just spam it for you. I'm sure
Me
you're gonna have a
too.
lot of people. I'm sure you can't wait. But no,
Me
that's
too,
great. I
honestly.
mean, the marketing for your film was wonderful. You know,
Thank you.
getting ready to the next festivals. Outside of this film, what's next for you?
I'm currently still working as an AD. I have many projects in line right now. I'm actually working on some of this year's projects that are on the competition that Recao was in, which is great. And for me as a director writer, I'm currently working on some concepts for some music videos with some artists, which I'm excited about. And I'm trying to start writing a second short film that I have in my mind, which is a drama as well. I think I'm very dramatic, so I think I'm gonna stay in that lane. So I'm working
That's awesome.
on that idea, and working in some concepts for this music videos. Um, and mostly working on set, which is very hectic, and sometimes you don't have time for your own. But I'm trying to find a balance between both things, because I think I had a great outcome out of Recao, and I'm excited to keep working and keep creating alongside these amazing Puerto Rican filmmakers. So yeah, let's see what happens in the next years. But I hopefully will be shooting a second short film next year. Let's see what happens.
That's awesome.
Thank
You
you.
have your goals, you know, working in the industry, which is great. A lot of people are
Yeah.
trying to get there. I mean, I have a day job, just so you know. I'm a IT manager by the day,
Wow.
filmmaker by night. So, and filmmaker, podcaster, and then I also have an app coming out. I'm actually
Great.
talking about it on this episode. It's a new screenwriting app that's going to be released in August.
I want to see
So
that.
I'll send
We
it to
def-
you. You can be my other beta tester.
I
I'm
would
working
love
through it
to.
right now.
I would love
Say that
to.
again.
I would love to be
Awesome.
your other beta person. Totally forgot the word that you said.
Yes, I will send it. The more people I can get to break it,
Please.
the better I feel. It's a wonderful little new updated screenwriting tool. It's called
Great.
Scriptline, and
Nice.
it's simple. And there's going to be new features coming out as I grow. I have so many in the back of my head. So, I have the podcast, I have the app, and my next film. So
You have
I'm
you
trying to
have
be
a
like
big
you.
agenda going on. You have a big agenda going on. A lot of things happening, exciting things. Making an app, it's not that easy, you know. So I congratulate you for that, and I wanna totally try it out because
Oh
it's
yes,
always good to try new softwares and new ways of working, you know.
that'd be
So I'm
great.
excited for that.
I I think your journey, you're gonna do wonderful. Just
Thank
listening to
you.
you, staying in the drama lane. I can't wait to see what you do next. So
Thank you
like
so much.
seriously, I your film again, wonderful, Racao. I can't wait to
Thank
share it out. But again, thank you for telling me your story. Thank you for being on this podcast. I really appreciate it.
No, thank you for inviting me, for having me here. And I am so excited. This was a great way of talking a little bit about Recao and our industry and what's going on in the island. So I'm super, super grateful to be here. And I hope we can see each other again in the future in
Yeah,
another project. So I'm excited for that and
I
to
would
keep in
love
touch
to.
with
I would
you.
love to come down there or wherever you're going to be. I would love to network. That's the whole purpose.
Of
You
course.
know, talk filmmaking. I can talk for hours. That's
Me
bad.
too. Me too. And before we leave, I just want to say thank you to all the crew and the cast. I always like to talk about them and give them their flowers because it wouldn't have been possible without them and everybody that supported the film and donated. It truly wasn't possible without each and every person. So thank you so much for making this dream come true for us and for supporting it. And yeah, I hope we can put Puerto Rico in the map in some other festivals. So I'm excited for what's next.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Dayra.
Thank you,
Again,
James.
I can't wait to bring you back on
Thank
your
you.
next film, next projects. Can't wait. Again, this is Director Talk Film. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
This is Directors Talk Film.